Hello. Welcome back, everyone. CV here again with another video. In this one, I'm gonna skip out the trading and go right into the liquidity because removing liquidity seems to be a question that we get a lot in the Discord and a few other places. So let's make this the first video. So starting here on our BaseSwap homepage, baseswap.fi, we go into the navigation on the left-hand side and click liquidity. Now, when we open up this liquidity, we have two options. We can either choose standard to provide standard liquidity or go with the concentrated option. I'm going to keep this video really simple and I'm going to choose basically the easiest options. We'll make further videos talking about some of these options and how to boost your yield and all kinds of stuff like that. But for right now, we can choose to go in here and add our liquidity from the start. If we know the two coins that we want to pair together to provide that liquidity. Now, most of you guys are just degens and you want to see the farm APRs prior to making that choice. So you might want to come over to the farms page first and see what kind of APRs are being paid before you make are paying out before you make that decision. For today's example, we're going to pair BSwap with Ethereum. The total value locked in that liquidity pool right now is a little over $500,000 and is paying out between 68% APR or 204%. And the reason that we have a range here and not just one number is because on our DEX, we allow you a few other options to be able to compound those returns. So we're going to just provide the basic liquidity and then put it into farming to earn additional rewards. So we're going to probably be at this 68%. The reason why I come to the farms page first is if you click on these manage tabs, you can get through this button right here on the right. If you click get, you can be zapped right into that liquidity pairing and not have to choose the two tokens. For the most part, it's pretty straight when you're working with a pairing like BSwap and Ethereum. But if it's some of these other tokens further down below that you might not have added to your wallet yet, or you want to make sure you're choosing the right token, you may find it easier to just zap in this way. So we're going to go through this way. Now what it's going to show you here when we add liquidity is it's going to be using the wrapped Ethereum. It doesn't matter if you go through wrapped or you go through the normal, we're still going to be creating the same LP token, despite whether it's ETH or the wrapped Ethereum. So starting out here, when we go to press the add liquidity, now that we have our two tokens selected, we can choose to populate either one of these totals depending on the token. With Ethereum, it's kind of hard to work with because you're going to be in such a fractional number. So I'm going to work with BSwap here and I'm going to use 50 BSwap. The value of the BSwap right now, 50 of them, is 1661. Because that doesn't completely convert over right to ETH at that total, what this is going to automatically do for us is convert a tiny bit of BSwap to match the Ethereum totals, because these liquidity pairings have to be 50-50. So that's what this warning message is telling us down here, that you don't have enough ETH, that some of your BSwap will have to be converted. As you can see, because of the balance in my Ethereum, it's not telling me I don't have enough ETH for gas to do the transaction. It just isn't working out properly here in this number. So I can go ahead with this and enable BSwap and it will do that. Or I can tell it, don't make this conversion, and you'll see that the BSwap number will probably become fractional. Yes, to more match these totals at 50-50, now it's 15.99 and 15.99. I'm not going to be selling the full BSwap amount. So I want to use 50 BSwap. I don't want fractional BSwap in my wallet. So I'm going to say yes, and it will do this conversion for us. I'm going to enable the contract to access the BSwap in my wallet, and I always authorize these for for a little more than what I'm asking. So I'm going to say here, you can spend up to 100 of my B swaps if you need to. It's going to request to use the spending cap. That's going to cost us 33 cents. So go ahead and do that. So what it's doing right now is it's creating that LP token between these two 50-50 pairings. You can see this number changed a little bit. So now it's like, do you want to go ahead and now execute and create that actual pairing? Yes, we do. So we're going to click the supply button. It gives us a whole bunch of information on how this zap is going to work into this pairing and what we will come out with on the other end. So yes, we want to do that. Another transaction goes through the wallet saying, hey, do you want to execute this for a total of $16.19, which is the value of my Liquidity LP token and then the transaction fee. I'm going to say yes. Now we have the option from this window that pops up to add that BaseSwap LP token to our MetaMask. I suggest that you do this. This is not a transaction that costs any gas to do. So you might as well just add it so you have it in there. Now we can go to this, click on view this transaction on BaseScan, the Base Block Explorer. I don't need to do that right now. You may want to do that. You could also do it by clicking on the notification window that popped up from, in my case, MetaMask. You'll probably have something similar with your wallet. So I'm going to click close. We have now created a liquidity pairing. So we are eligible for 0.004.3% of the fees in the overall pool through the transactions that go through here. That's our reward for providing liquidity into this pool. So we only put in $16. We are tiny little shrimps because of the overall value of this pool. But that is what this is showing, the share of the pool fees. So now, what we want to do, I should actually mention the settings that we have up here first. So this is these are pretty much wallet settings. How fast do you want these transactions to go through? Because Base is such a fast L2 anyways, you can probably leave this to basic. How much of the slippage are you willing to do to push these through? And slippage can help transactions that aren't going through, or if there's a lot of network activity or a lot of activity on the pairing. So I usually keep it at 0.5% for slippage, and I'm pretty good with that. This is a deadline. So if the transaction fails to go through and is hung, how long before it reverts? So this can help some people. This is a very quick pairing, a very easy pairing. So I would never expect this one to hang, but sometimes it can happen. And so you may want to add a total in here, just so you know it will automatically revert back if there are any problems with the transaction. I usually don't mess with this because most of the transactions go through. This is a route button. If you turn this on, it's going to show you that the route that is being taken for this trade to execute. That's really cool to be able to see in the trading feature, in the liquidity as well. But I, by default, just keep this off because I'm just looking for the end result. But this is certainly a cool feature to be able to show the path that your trade actually goes through. If you do make any changes to these settings, make sure you press the save button. We didn't, or I don't want anything to be saved, so I'm just going to X out of this. So now we've got our liquidity token. Let's go put it in the farms and start earning some rewards here. So I'm going to go into manage, and what we can see here is the total value locked in this pool, which, like I said, is a bit over $500,000. We're going to create a new position. And now we can see the LP shares that we previously mated are shown here. we previously made are shown here. And this slider is asking how much of a percentage of these total shares do we want to farm? You may not want to do all. You may want to say, I just want to do 25% or 50% or 75. Because of our small total, we're putting max amount of LP shares in the farm as possible. We're going to click next. Now this window is saying, do you want to lock your LP tokens down for a certain amount of time, therefore increasing your yield? Longer pays better, basically, right? This is completely optional, and if you wanted to go back and adjust some settings because you're like, in fact, I may want to lock half of my LP tokens down for 6 months and then have some flexible and not lock those down. So you do have the option to go back and make a change. If you don't want to lock down and you just want to farm, press skip this step. Or you can go in and set a lock date. Because I'm going to be pulling the liquidity right out of this farm for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to skip this step and not lock down. So this is our final transaction. Are you ready to do this? You are adding this amount of liquidity, LP shares. You don't have a lock date because we skipped that step, and your lock boost currently will stand at 68.24% APR. So yes, that's exactly what I want to do. I'm going to confirm that. Going to confirm this transaction. Already confirmed. Base is crazy, so fast. Now we've got our position in the farms here. So we've got a few things down here. We've got our actual pairing, which is going to be the BaseSwap and the ETH, the position number of our LP token, 3,026, the total APR that's being paid out. We can add additional LP tokens to this if we wanted, or we could remove them, right? We could choose to lock down our tokens if we wanted. These are buttons that we can press here, or we can really add a boost to our tokens through XBSX, which I'm not even going to get into that right now. It's a separate video, but you do have these options on all of this right through the farm window. This is really cool stuff. This also shows me, and I've gone back, I didn't do it in this video, but I did it previously, where I pre-approved up to 90 or 100 shares. So I don't have to keep authorizing. And so that's what this is showing me. Now my pending rewards will be shown right here, and we have the claim button right here. So, and it's also going to show us the rewards that we've earned in BSX, XBXX, and BSwap. And there's information panels. Anytime you see these little check marks, we can hover over them, and it will be able to give us an idea of what this wants us to know. Okay, so now the second part of this is removing liquidity from this pairing. So we're going to press the minus sign here, again asking us how much of this LP do you want to remove from the farm. We want to remove the maximum amount, so sliders all the way over, and we're going to confirm this. A transaction pops up. You're about to remove liquidity. Confirm that. Give that a second to process. There we go. You can see all our numbers went away because we don't have the LP tokens in the farms anymore. So now where did our money go? We're going to go back into liquidity now, and we're going to see that we have our LP tokens. We're just not farming with them, right? So if we want to break this LP token, if we want to leave it like this and still earn the rewards for the fees, we could do so. But if we want to break it and put our tokens back into our wallet, which is what I think some of you are trying to do and running into problems, we just press the minus. Again, how much do we want to break of this? We want to break all of them. Here's the breakdown of what's going to go back into our wallet. Again, 50-50 split. how much one of these tokens is worth. So Ethereum equals the conversion rate for these two tokens. Again, we have the settings here so we can adjust slippage, network transaction speed, all those good things if we wanted to do it. Now we have to enable the program to, again, access our LP tokens from our wallets. So we'll have to enable this. Now, maybe that's why some people are running into problems removing it, is they're saying, why isn't the remove button active? You have to enable the contract to access those LP tokens. And there we go. We have zero of our tokens remaining in the LP. Close this out, and all our liquidity is gone. If we look back in our wallet, we will see that our tokens have been replaced. They've been added back in. So that's how we add liquidity, put it in the farms, and then remove it. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.